Edelmann here, founder of Black Scout Retreats, Legacy Leader Collective, Wellness 360. I didn't found Wellness 360. Actually, that is International Association of Wellness Professionals, where I got certified as a wellness coach. Anyway, I've got Sophia here again. We are continuing with our Radiant Ritual Self-Care Live series. So I am just going to heard of fascia. Drop it in the comments, because I remember when I first heard of this, I was on a 21-day yoga teacher retreat in Bali. Hello, there she is.
Hello, beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Are you
I,
so excited? I'm
I
so
am
excited.
buzzing. I am buzzing. Honestly, my mom, okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm getting married next week, and the whole family's starting to arrive. Like, my mom came in yesterday, and it's just going to be so fun. But we are talking about fascia. Sophia asked a question, who here has heard about fascia? Because I remember when I first heard of it, I was like, what is this magic? What is this magical world? I need to know more.
Yeah.
So drop in the comments if you've ever heard. But for those of you who haven't met Sophia, because I know you're probably either coming in to this from my audience, or you're tuning in from Sophia's audience. So um, I introed myself, Sophia, founder of the Holistic Facelift. Need I
Yes.
need I say more? I mean, look at her gorgeous skin; like, she is just beaming. And yeah, I mean, we are hosting a retreat next May. But before we get into that, we want to have this conversation, this episode, about fascia.
Mhm.
So, why is releasing, like, how much tension do you hold in your face? Maybe let's just start there.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great question. So, just like the rest of our body, we've got muscles in the face, we've got fascia in the face. And first of all, I'll just have to say, our mimetic muscles, so the muscles that express emotion, the only ones that we have are on our face. So, yeah, you can tell with body posture, when somebody's shoulders up, they're feeling a little tense, but the face is really, yeah, exactly. The face is really, really a dead giveaway. And so much emotion is stored here, particularly, and we can see our emotions show up. We can see it in the lines between our brows, right? The corners of the lips turning down into a frown. And these are ways that we can visually see aspects of stored tension, stress, and trauma. And then there is the feeling aspect. So things like jaw tension and headaches, which usually go in tandem. I can already see like a lot of people nodding their heads. Yeah, I've got both. And so this is an example of how we can feel tension. And at this point, the majority of people have jaw tension, whether or not they recognize it, but most are aware of some sensation of tightness. Maybe they have a clicking. And this comes from that constant clenching of the jaw. And this is your beautiful masseter muscle. So this is one of the main muscle groups of mastication that's affected when we're constantly clenching. And there's this tendency to clench not just when we're stressed. It can also be just when we're really, really, really focused. There's a lot going on. But for those that have experienced, let's say, a lot of stress, anguish, frustration in their life, even trauma, the jaw is one of the main reasons, or one of the main regions that we really see that facial tension show up. So releasing facial tension isn't just about aesthetics, even though yes, you can smooth the lines, between your eyebrows, you can lift the corners of your lips back up, but what we're really looking at here is emotional patterns and how they store themselves in our face. Now, sometimes they can be just habitual. You can be somebody that just, you're on the screen all day, so you're furrowing your brow. But more often than not, there is a correlation to what we're experiencing on an emotional level. And even if we're not experiencing that in the present moment, once again, when we're continuously making certain facial expressions, furrowing the brow, clenching the jaw, etc., that actually locks itself into the fascia. Now, I feel like we should give a little brief because people are like, well, what is fascia? So like
Yeah.
let's dive into that very, very briefly in layman's terms. So fascia is actually your largest organ of your body. People used to think it's the skin.
I was
Fascia
just
is
going
the
to ask you
connective,
that.
right? Yeah, it's actually your fascia. And the connective tissue, your fascia, lives underneath your skin and it wraps all through your body, holding in place your muscles, your bones, your organs. Okay. So when there is tension in the fascia, particularly in the regions in and around the face, so let's say you've got a lot of tension throughout the neck and shoulders, you will see that fascia pulling on the face in this downward pull. Okay. If you've got fascia, or if you've got fascia, we've all got fascia. If you've got tension in the fascia of your jaw, you might notice that it starts pulling. We start seeing asymmetry. So aesthetically speaking, fascia to release tension is incredible for creating a lift through the face, for smoothing lines. And then functionally speaking and therapeutically speaking, we're actually quite literally going into those areas that have all this stored tension releasing. So there's a huge mental, emotional, spiritual aspect that really is about this work, that is essentially about embodiment. And the work that we do, especially when it comes to fascial work, because the fascia actually is a huge part of your nervous system, it's quite literally where you've got so many nerves being nerves, you really have to think, okay, yes, there's the aesthetic benefit, but when we're releasing this tension, we feel this huge sensation of relief as well. So if anybody's familiar with the body keeps the score, um, Vanderkolk talks specifically about how trauma stores itself in the body. So we're really focusing here on the face, but in regards to fascia, that is one piece of connective tissue that wraps around your entire body into your face. And when there's tension in and around the face, it will quite literally pull on the face and morph our features.
It's incredible. When you're speaking, it's like you just don't realize that you have so much just right here. I actually went to the dentist not too long ago and they were like, yeah, you have a clicking. And I was like, oh my God,
Yes.
no. And I was like, I know it. And you just think, yeah, like, and what, it doesn't matter what work you're in. I mean, you talked about patterns and you can actually start to see that visually. It is literally that mirror to you being like, maybe you should just check this out. And, when you talk about face yoga, and then you start to understand the science around it and just the behind the scenes kind of with what you just went through. I remember when gosh, because it's been how long now, Sophia? I mean, it's been years since we've known each other. And, whenever I see you doing your work or bring you in on a workshop or bring you in on a retreat, like I'm always walk away with so much more extra knowledge. And I start to actually just notice how I'm holding myself and how am I just being when I'm working at the computer, for example. You start to say like, oh, hang on, like, am I, because you
Throwing
just
my
do it,
back.
you just don't even realize it. Or, when you get the clenching thing and you're just thinking like, oh, how am I now clicking my teeth?
Right.
Okay, so
Well,
everyone's
it's
wondering, yeah, so go on.
No, I was just gonna say it's sort of an interesting thing because when it comes to the body, people can be quite hyper aware because for example, you've got tension in your shoulders, you feel it instantly. And for a lot of people, they feel the jaw tension, but in regards to the visual reflection, right? That doesn't come for a while. And then suddenly people are like,
Yeah.
how did this get so deep? Right?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And
I've been asking myself this.
so I think that the big part here though is to not be hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just kind of what you're saying. It's that noticing, it's that self-awareness, it's that observation, and then that desire for curiosity,
Mm,
right? Like
yeah.
it's one thing to know that you're furrowing your brow, but it's
Yeah.
another thing to investigate what is it that's creating, what is the catalyst? Is it because you scroll first thing in the morning and you're watching the news all day all night? Is it just a tendency that, hey, when you get into hyper focus mode, is it that every time your partner or your kid or your employee says that same thing and you're like, clench the jaw? And kind of understanding what that catalyst is so you can become quicker at catching
Hmm.
when you're creating that habitual facial expression and pattern so that you're actually able to pause in that moment and start retraining your facial muscles, which is a lot of the work that we're doing. And I'll just say this one real quick thing. You'd mentioned your dentist, and I have several clients that are dentists who have actually been sending their clients to me for jaw tension for a long time now. And this is one of those things, it's such an interesting thing because, it's their job to be in your mouth for quite a while. You're there with your jaw open. But more and more and more, my clients that are dentists are saying like, oh my God, Sophia, like everybody that comes in is complaining about jaw tension, so again, and if you think about the world that we're living in and the pressure that we're under in various ways, right? The responsibilities for family, for work, our own self-care, right? It can really feel like a lot.
Well, this is like the concept of wellness 360. So for people who have been in my world for a while, that's the framework that have been using for the longest time. And this month, September, we're focused on body 360, which is again not again, but one of the reasons I brought Sophia in for this month to be the guest expert for this month is because she's got such knowledge about the body. She brought up when she brought up the face and the muscles and all that. Yeah, like I'm like, yes, bring it on, because I know that the people watching, we're just that curious. We love the science around it. We could see what's going on behind the scenes, because like you said, it can take a long time to show physically, but if it's all around, because it's all connected, like you were saying, your mindset, your finances, relationships, career, spirituality, health, all of it. And I think the next thing to do is maybe give a little demo. Like, if for anyone who's watching right now, is there, or maybe you had a demo in mind, but is there a specific area on your face where you're noticing, oh my gosh, that looks like I might be holding some tension here. This is for me, so I'm not saying this is you, but um, and yeah, just drop it in the comments. But Sophia, you go ahead and
Yeah, yeah,
dive into
yeah.
something.
Well, since we're talking so much about jaw tension, let's do something for jaw tension. So for those of
Okay.
you with jaw tension, if you're not sure if you have jaw tension, first of all, let's be clear about what that is. It can feel like a sense of tightness. It can feel like a pain. There can be a sound of clicking or popping when you're chewing or when you're speaking. You might notice that you get a lot of tension headaches in your temporalis region. So these two muscles, your temporalis as well as your master, are really in conjunction with one another. They're both muscles of mastication. Actually, let's do a little experiment for fun. If you put your thumbs right on your master right here, clench down, you'll be able to feel it. So bite down. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Bite down, you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then bring your index and your middle finger to your temples. Same thing, clench down. Can you see how these muscles work in tandem? So if you look at
Mm-hmm.
Nat's face or mine, you'll see that both muscles, as we clench, will be
Mm-hmm.
activated and move. Okay, so
Great.
today we'll just do a little brief, very quick exercise for the masseter. So locate the masseter, feel your zygomatic arch, so that what we refer to as the cheekbone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and what we're going to do is we're going to apply some slight pressure. Okay, so if
Mm-hmm.
10 is all of your might and 0 is nothing, I want you to be cautious because this can be quite tender for some people. So no more than about a 4 to a 6, depending, okay, on your level of tolerance. Now, the one mistake that people usually will do is they'll come forward and glide down. I want you to glide straight down in a straight line. So you're going to apply a little bit of pressure and then glide straight down. Now, if you feel like, I'm not feeling much, apply a little bit more pressure. Okay. And
Mm.
we'll do this a few times together, both sides. Yeah, just nice and slow. And just notice the sensations. You might notice that one side feels almost a little more bulky than the other. Just a few times. Just explore. Notice what you feel. Okay. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, and you can be very careful with this, go slow, as we can open our mouth at the same time as we glide down. So this is what it looks like. You apply a little bit of pressure. You're going to take your breath in. And then on your exhale, we'll glide down and open like this. Beautiful. And now be careful of pulling on the skin. Go deeper. So think about the muscle. Take a breath in here. Exhale, glide straight down. Let's do a couple more times. Following your breath, exhaling as you glide down. One more. Beautiful work. Take a moment, take a breath. And just notice any sensation. You might just feel like a little bit of a subtle release. How are you feeling that?
Yeah, I do feel that release just in here.
So, there's so many release exercises, techniques
Mm,
for jaw region. This is just one very small one, okay? But again, it can be very, very powerful, especially in the middle of the day when you're like, oh my God, I'm clenching. Just take a moment, pause, do some releasing. And, with this particular movement, you're not going to do too many of them. So you're going to do it
mm,
for as long as feels good. And you can do this as many times throughout the day as you like. But
mm.
what I want you to keep in mind is just using the right amount of pressure for you, because unlike certain other muscles of the body and face, well, of the body, when it comes to your jaw particularly, because there's such a correlation with the nervous system, if you push too hard and it feels too intense, unconsciously you'll start clenching again. So the idea is to keep the muscle as relaxed as possible while you really, really glide into it. And again, this is a really simple movement. There's a lot of other movements to do as well for jaw tension, but this is one of those ones where it's like you can be at a traffic light, do a few of these. You
Yeah,
can be sitting at your desk, right?
yeah,
And it can be quite, 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 quite powerful. And I just want to say once again that nervous system aspect is not to be neglected, right? When we think about release, of course, a lot of people come to me just for the aesthetics initially, right? But when we really move into these sensations, and if you can take the time, not just like, oh my God, I'm feeling tense, want to release. It's like, imagine trying to go through a yoga class like that. Like, come
yeah,
on, get me some release, right? That's not how we do it, right? It's really connecting with the breath and taking a moment, even if it's just 60 seconds, to fully be present with yourself. And that aspect of connecting with your body and doing these movements can be very somatic, can be
yes.
very much of a somatic practice for people, and also help you to get outside of your head because of that sensation aspect.
No, this is beautiful because you're bringing in the shamanic side of things, which is like the body experience. And I think what we're really saying here is inviting more yin into your life, inviting more balance into your life. So if you've never really heard that phrase, I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard of yin and yang. Um, but without getting so into it, it's just the opposites. And yang is very fast, it's hot, it's
Action,
run,
action,
run, go,
action.
go, go, action, action, action. Yin is very passive, it's cold, it's slow, it's about just like breathe, and I know I came from a place of yang overload, and it really messed with my nervous system. And, that's what got me on this retreat hopping adventure and into my wellness journey. And Sophia has this, we shared our stories last episode if you want to go have a listen. But it's just really an invitation about yin. And that's why we were like, why don't we put this together in a retreat? Because it's nice to have a session like for an hour or whatever, but when you can really take yourself away from the day to day for 6 days, which is what we're doing in the south of Spain in the sun with the surrounded by mountains and sea, like with just nature. And I mean, that alone just like calms me. And you've got water around, and it's just there's a spa on site. Like the food that we're going to have is so delicious. And, it's just going to be such a deep, deep experience of self care and love. And so we wanted to do these series to not only just share value, but also just if you feel like this is speaking to you, reach out to either Sophia or myself, and we'll share the invitation. Um, was there, oh yeah, I was just saying like shamanic, I loved how you touched on that and the embodiment.
Mhm.
And I feel like I've heard these words so many times, but it really hit home for me this last year because I've been working with my coach and we've been bringing in a lot of shamanic practices, but you've been doing this for a long time. Um, Anything you want to share about like your thoughts on embodiment and just creating that space before we kind of wrap up this
Yeah,
beautiful episode?
yeah. So I'll say a couple things. One is that embodiment work is really like no other work. We are so focused, and particularly in North America or the Western world, as you said, in this go, 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 go aspect, right? We've got family responsibilities, work responsibilities, relationship responsibilities. and then the 17 other things that we may have signed up for to do, right? And so there's so little time that we tend to make or prioritize for literally nothing but self-care embodiment. That doesn't mean like just going to get your nails done, running to the gym, going to the yoga class, move, 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 move. But we're still leading into that same action, action, action. The point of the retreat is that embodiment aspect, is to get your nervous system calming down, feeling grounded. And we're going to be doing so much work around that. We're going to be working with lymphatic drainage. We're going to be working with fascia. We're going to be doing somatic face therapy. I'm also going to be doing lymphatic facial massages on all of the people that were going to be there with us, which I think we mentioned in the last live. We're keeping this super, super intimate. We're not having more than 10 people because we want to keep it intimate for the purpose of being able to give each individual a lot of attention, but also for you to just feel at ease, for you not to feel that sensation of go, go, go. So embodiment work is probably the most profound work that you can do. We tend to live in a society that's, hyper analytical, like use your brain, use your brain, use your brain, use your brain, use your brain. But we so often neglect, like, what is our body experiencing? Like, for example, one of my clients who's a lawyer, she works her butt off, and she was having a difficult time just literally brushing her teeth right before bed. It's just like go, 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 go. I know a lot of people can relate and like thinking, oh my god, brushing your teeth, it's such a simple thing, right? But brushing your teeth and washing your face when you're go, 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 working to 11 p.m. all night may or may not actually happen, right? So to provide and intend for space just for us, just for yourself, to forget about everything and anything else except for just what is it that your nervous system needs? What is it that your beautiful face is asking for? What is your face expressing and showing that you might not be particularly looking at? Maybe it's really hard to look at. Maybe there's a lot of sadness. Maybe there's a lot of stress. Maybe it's like, oh my gosh, I just haven't even had a chance and somehow I developed this line and I don't even know, right? All of these different aspects. So the embodiment work, especially with the work that I do with face care, because there's such a mind body and brain body connection, essentially the work that we do is embodiment simply because of the fact that we're bringing in this new energy of actually I'm enough. Actually, I deserve to calm and settle and feel grounded so that, yes, I can go back into the world to continue giving. But that filling of the glass, I know it's so cliche, everybody talks about it all the time, but it's really not a joke, right? It's like when we're depleted and exhausted and we have to give, 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 it's not intentional, but there often can be a slight sensation of like, oh, really? Like I have to be doing this. It's not even maybe a conscious resentment, but it's kind of just like, oh my God, my energy is split everywhere and there's nothing left for me. So this retreat is about embodiment, and it's about your embodiment. It's about your wellness, mentally, physically, emotionally speaking. And essentially we're going to set you up with some very, very, very easy tools that you're going to take home with you to continue the practices. But I think what our promise is to you is that this is how I feel about it. I don't know, Nat, I feel like you feel the same. We've talked about this a lot. Our whole intention behind this is so that when you leave the retreat, you are feeling lighter, you are feeling more radiant, and you're also feeling like you've actually got the tools that are like, hey, I can just do these few little things, a few minutes a day, and incorporate it in a way where I can really integrate, you can really integrate what you've learned at the retreat. And we've been very mindful of not overflowing you with info because we want you to have enough space and time to just, go to the sea or go to the pool or go to the spa, etc. But all of our I guess you could call it plans for the entire week, or all of the things that we're going to be taking you through, have that in mind, is helping you to feel grounded, is helping you to feel like, hey, self-care doesn't have to be a task. It doesn't have to be like an additional stressful thing. These are simple things that we can do regularly, and stop beating ourselves up about not self-caring enough.
I love it. I love it. Love it. And I think we're going to end there, team, because I couldn't have wrapped it up better myself. So comment retreat or reset or renew, and one of us will get back to you with an invitation link. And if you got value from this video, please share. We're gonna come back not next week because I'm getting married, but you might see Sophia. She might pop in and do a little bonus radiant rituals. I'm not sure. But we'll be back sort of the week after. And exciting. Thanks so much.
So exciting, you're getting married. Mwah, 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 mwah. I thank you everybody who was here, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. And yeah, Nat, can't wait for your wedding. I wish I was there in person, but I'll be there. I'll be there in
In
spirit.
spirit. In spirit.
Um,
Okay.
mwah, mwah. See you soon.
Bye, guys.